Hey guys, it's Jen. Just wanted to come in and say hi again today. And I'm literally getting ready to do my journal. I'm like working on it right now. And it literally today, these things have been falling in just in the right place. Today's journal says, change your conception of yourself and you will automatically change the world in which you live. It's Neville Goddard. I just thought it was really interesting how the last few days, even last week, how I feel like it's time to talk about what you want and how really everything you want is based on what your thoughts are. And when I posted in the group the other day, there was a lot of discussion about it. And the funny thing is, here's the thing too, don't be afraid to reach out. Like there's a lot of people that don't want to be that vulnerable. And I understand a lot of the things that I talk about, especially with the thoughts and with the negative feelings and those kind of things. A lot of times people don't want to be vulnerable and they don't want anybody to know, either one, that they're going through it, or two, that they feel that way. And then especially like on the other side of it with the psychic, spectrum and feeling and seeing things and hearing things, like some people don't want to know that. So if that's you, privately message me and that's okay. Like we can do it that way too. So in response to that, the what do you want thing that I posted the other day in the group, I had said that, well, first of all, it was really overwhelming. Monday was kind of I think it was Monday. It was a really weird day. And it was a little bit overwhelming. And as I went through that, I'm actually reading on my computer right now some of the things. There was some people that said, it is making sense. And then some people were like, what if you don't know what you want? And then somebody even said that they had even talked to their counselor about the same thing, like they don't know what they want. I just wanted to come on and tell you guys, if that's where you are, like that's okay. It's okay to be there. Like don't beat yourself up for it. But I can tell you nothing will change if you're just kind of flailing around waiting for life to happen to you. So I would encourage you to get really clear about what you want. Now, one of the suggestions I have is when you don't know what you want, write down what you don't want. And then that scares people too, because right, we're always taught be positive and you don't want to have negative thoughts and you don't want to dwell on that kind of stuff. But if you have no clarity on what's going on or what you want in your life, it's really hard to not, you have to go there. You have to go to the negative things, so to speak, right? You have to go with what you don't want in order to be able to really truly figure out what you want. So, just so you guys know, my own journey, it was the same thing. I had no idea. I didn't even realize. So the whole thing for me was I totally was living on autopilot. I didn't even know then that that's what I was doing. I just knew that things were off and I just didn't feel right. And I felt like I should be much happier than I was, right? And all of these things. And it wasn't that my life was bad. It wasn't what I wanted really, but I didn't even know what I wanted. So when I'm seeing these things come in, you guys, I totally get when you say you don't know what you want. I think sometimes we just get so wrapped up in life and what we're doing that we just are doing our job and doing the things we have to do to get by. And so we kind of forget that life is supposed to be enjoyable and fun and that we're supposed to stop to smell the roses kind of thing, which sounds so out there when you're so bogged down by everything that has to be done. The crazy thing is when you take the time to do the things that you want to do and that you enjoy to do, the other things, there's still plenty of time for it. And it seems totally backwards, but things are actually easier. So when you're in this first stage of really kind of claiming your life back is kind of what I call it. The whole thing with me with embodied grace is literally about claiming the life that you love, making your life something that you love to live, that you enjoy every day. And it's possible and you can do it. And all you have to do is really kind of take control and get off of autopilot. Now, what I mean by that is if you're just going through your day and doing everything you have to do and you're not really thinking about it, right? It's just you get up, you automatically go to work, you automatically do this. It's things that you're not even really being present in. So even if it is enjoyable, maybe you've lost touch, maybe you actually do really like your job and you've just lost touch of it because you've gotten on autopilot. Maybe you just need to rediscover that you actually like what you're doing. So it could be that simple, right? But if you're in that space of not knowing what you want, that's okay. Just be there. And you may have to start really basic and really, not clear in the beginning, but if you start writing down and journaling and just saying, what, if you don't know what you want, say what I don't want. I don't want to be tired anymore. I don't want to feel sad anymore. Whatever those are, right? Because those we can usually pick out a little bit easier than what we want. And then you just work backwards. So, for example, if you don't want to be tired anymore, okay, then you need to figure out what's going on with you. Are you not working out? Are you not getting enough sleep? Are you too stressed? Like, find out why it is that you're tired. Like, if you don't want to be tired, you got to find out why you're tired in the first place. So you've got to kind of work at it like a backwards in a math problem, right? Or think like algebra and just work the problem until you can figure it out and find out what all the components are. So know that that is normal, and like, it's okay if that's where you're at. It's a good place, because that's like the first kind of springboard to really get you onto the path of then creating what you do want. So it's okay to be in that place if you don't know what you want. If you're brave enough and you want to be vulnerable, we can totally talk about it in the group, Embodied Grace Community. It's a private group, so only the people that are in there see it, but we can have that discussion. And I have that place on purpose for people to go in there and feel safe about discussing whatever they need to discuss. It's the whole thing with me, Embodied Grace, is all about life. It's not just one certain thing. I know somebody asked if we discuss the topics, so like with developing intuition and stuff, and we do when that comes up. But I really want that to be more of a community like forum where what's going on in life and what can we do and how do you make it more fun every day? How do you make life enjoyable, and how do you make it more fun? And how do you get through, like when you're sick? Like, I've been sick for like a week. How do you get through that? Well, community is huge. And community isn't the same as it used to be when I was younger. There was people would drop by or bring you soup or whatever. Well, that doesn't happen anymore because everybody's too busy. But you can still get that same kind of feeling of community and that same camaraderie of people wishing you well in the group. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the whole idea for me of that community, is that small town feeling, right? Because I grew up in a small town, so that's what I want to provide in that community, and that's what the purpose of that is. So if you have questions in there, definitely ask. And then as far as this whole thing with the what do you want and what steps to take, ask questions in there. If you have something that you're like, I don't want this anymore, post it and I'll help you work through it. We'll get through it and we'll figure out how to change the thought and how to work through that thought so that you can change it to the positive. Because really, 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 that is the first step. Like, no matter what it is, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter what it is. Everything that I've learned in the last few years of all the work I've done, it all comes down to what are you thinking? So know that you're not alone. Know that it's okay to be there. For the person that told me, that was brave enough and vulnerable enough to say, I don't even know what I want, and I was talking to my counselor and I don't even know where to start. Like, congratulations for taking that step, because that's huge to admit it, first of all. And then second of all, to reach out, because now we can say, okay, great. What is it that you don't want? Because then we can put our heads together and figure out how to reframe that, right? How to readjust it, how to make it something different. So anyway, like I said, I just thought it was interesting. I'm going to read this quote again because I feel like it's that good. Change your conception of yourself and you will automatically change the world in which you live. It's so true. You can change everything about your life around you just by changing how you think. So anyway, thanks for watching. Whoever's on the replay, if you guys are not already in the Embodied Grace community, please join it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great night.